Hello, everyone. Jehovah's Witnesses ought not confuse failure with persecution. We don't want to get those two mixed up because, yes, Watchtower is no longer legal in Russia. However, Watchtower is very legal in the United States. And what's the growth here in the U.S.? How successful is Watchtower in America, where they have all the freedom in the world to practice their shunning, to practice their no blood policies, to practice their two-witness rule for children reporting pedophiles? They have the freedom to practice all their teachings, and yet they've been imploding in the United States. Here in the United States, you've had Kingdom Halls needing to consolidate so that they can sell off all these empty Kingdom Halls. You've had the United States Bethel branch have to go down in size as they sell buildings there in Brooklyn. Here in the United States, where they have all the freedom in the world, they're just losers. They're just failures. They've failed in their attempts to expand. And that's the primary thing that Jehovah's Witnesses do, or Watchtower. That's the primary goal, is knocking on doors to bring more people in. And they failed at it. And it doesn't have anything to do with persecution. There are other countries where Jehovah's Witnesses are, that the cult is legal. See? And you look up the top religions in that country, and the Jehovah's Witness cult is not one of them. Has nothing to do with persecution. So let's make sure we understand that whether or whether not Russia decided to ban Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah's Witnesses weren't doing very well anyway. So prior to the Russia ban, before any of that took place, the cult was already a failure in its attempts to expand its numbers and in its attempt to steal other religions' congregants, go to their homes. I've seen Jehovah's Witnesses stand outside of a church. As the church members are leaving the church, they're handing them magazines and trying to steal the members from that church. So here, where they are able to do anything and everything they want, stand next to carts. They have carts and they stand them next to schools, and they try to approach young people that don't know any better. They're able to do everything that they can do, and they're still failures. So this is the point. The persecution that they're claiming is virtually irrelevant. The religion is a failure anyway. They're already failures. Jehovah's Witnesses already have failed in their attempts. Because instead of expanding, they're imploding, they're shrinking. They're doing the polar opposite of what they intended to do. And we can also look at how intolerant Jehovah's Witnesses, that cult is one of the most intolerant cults there are when it comes to free religious thinking. They will shun or excommunicate a member just for visiting another church, just for asking certain questions about the false predictions of the end of the world for 1975 and the false prediction for the end of the world after the generation or before the generation of 1914 died off. See, there's zero tolerance with Jehovah's Witnesses for other religious beliefs. Entire families break up if one of those family members decide they want to be a Catholic or a Baptist or Pentecostal, or they decide that they want to worship in the way that they want to worship. Well, then their Jehovah's Witness family will shun them and cut them off. And you see, so in Russia, when they decide, just like Jehovah's Witnesses, we're not going to tolerate certain things. And if those things go on, just like Jehovah's Witnesses, we're going to expel the people responsible. So in Russia, Jehovah's Witnesses are literally having a taste of their own medicine. They don't tolerate freedom of thought, complete freedom of religion. They don't tolerate anything outside of what Watchtower teaches. And they will expel anyone doing otherwise. Well, Russia has certain rules, and they will expel any religion going outside those rules. Watchtower is literally having a taste of its own medicine. And while we hope that people aren't being tortured in Russia, we don't want people to be tortured, but even if Jehovah's Witnesses are getting tortured in Russia, that's still a taste of their own medicine. That's the whole point in shunning. The practice of isolating a person from all their family, all their friends, everyone they've known, their own kids turn against them if Watchtower tells them to. The purpose of that is to torment that individual into breaking down and not challenging the cult, accepting the teachings. Watchtower has been practicing a technique of torture called shunning for over 100 years. So we don't want people to be tortured in Russia, but if they are being tortured, how does it feel? How do you like it? Well, maybe you shouldn't psychologically torture other people. If you don't like it, maybe you shouldn't do it to other people. So comment down below as far as your thoughts on the matter. There's a video where a man recorded, I just saw this today, a man recorded elders. He goes into the meeting and he talks about a judicial hearing that the elders wanted to have, and he does this before the meeting. So he's not doing this during the meeting. There's no outbreak during the meeting. He just talks to him and says, hey, did you write this letter? Read this letter out loud to me. And he's recording, but he's doing it before the meeting. Well, the meeting starts and then he goes and sits down in his seat, and there's video of it. And from what I can tell, he doesn't have any kind of outburst whatsoever. Well, what do Jehovah's Witnesses do? Well, see, they're not tolerant at all of anyone challenging them or having a different belief or a different thought or anything. So since he came and talked to the elders before the meeting, they called the police. And the police came and made him leave. See? So when people want to feel bad that the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses don't have complete free reign to do anything that they want in Russia, well, then Jehovah's Witnesses shouldn't be so determined to keep people from having any kind of freedom of thought or freedom of belief or freedom of religious opinion at the Kingdom Hall. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Well, yeah, Watchtower owned that Kingdom Hall, and they decided to take a person that had a difference in belief and throw him out. Well, Russia owns Russia, and they've decided that religious groups that have extremist beliefs, they're going to throw them out. You can't complain. You can't. Jehovah's Witnesses cannot complain. Those cult members do the exact same thing to anybody else that is in the Kingdom Hall and has a difference of opinion. They're just as strict. They do the same exact. They have no tolerance. But they want other people to have tolerance of them. That's hypocritical. The cult is hypocritical. And not only did they call the police, but they told the police that the man had threatened them, or the man had made them feel threatened. So not only did the Jehovah's Witnesses, the cult members, call the authorities to try to take care of anything and everything that they don't like, even though they feel Russia shouldn't have the same rights to use against them, but they lied to the police. They should have just said, well, hey, we just don't like this person being here because he has a difference of opinion. Or they could have said, hey, we don't want that person there because he used a video recorder. But no, they lied and said that he made them feel physically threatened. There's video of discussions that this man held with elders and other people before the meeting started, and none of them looked threatened. None of them looked afraid. No one there looked afraid. So they lied. Jehovah's Witnesses lied to the police in order to manipulate the police to do what they wanted done with this person that had a difference of belief. Well, they are in no position to judge. Jehovah's Witnesses are in no position to judge anyone that looks at them as the oddball with strange beliefs, and they don't want them around. You see? You see that Jehovah's Witnesses do the same thing to other people that they're saying Russia's doing to them. So how do you like it is my question. Just enjoy the treatment until you decide to do differently. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. We'll discuss it. 937-789-4029. X Walk Hill Bethelite signing out.